Hey guys, welcome to Chaos Unfiltered. I'm your host Abby, and today we're going to be talking about listening to your body. You're probably hearing that and thinking, okay, simple enough, listen to my body. Great, cool. And you know what? I honestly would probably agree with that. Besides, I just feel like people actually don't fucking listen to their body. And listening to your body can mean so many different things. I'm going to talk first off about some personal things with me and how I kind of wish I would have listened to my body sooner, but I also kind of didn't recognize the signs. And I think that's the part of listening to your body that's hard, is that you have to realize those signs. Those small changes might mean something. And that's the hard thing, is it's a lot of what ifs, right? You're like, oh, well, I'm just tired. It's fine. I'll get over it, right? But then it's like, how long have you felt this tired? And you're like, oh, it's been like a month. That's when you're like, okay, maybe this should be concerning, right? Stuff like that. So, personal experience for me, I actually have a underactive or overactive thyroid. I'm pretty sure it's under. I probably should have looked that up before I started on this podcast, but it's too late now and we're here. So, whatever. Anyways, that does run in my family. My mom has thyroid issues, stuff like that also. So I kind of always knew to take concerns. My mom found out later in life, and she has told me many times that she's like, I wish I would have known sooner. So with that, and the fact that we go to the same doctor, they know my health issues, stuff like that. They knew to kind of keep an eye out on my thyroid, right? I would get blood work done. It wasn't consistent though, because I am still young, so they were like, no, it shouldn't be a problem, stuff like that. But it was a problem. And I kind of took that step myself and listened to my body to fix that problem. And I don't think I would be where I'm at today if I wouldn't have taken those steps myself. And that's the big thing I want to get at, is that you need to listen to your body, but you also need to advocate for yourself and for your body. I feel like this happens so much where you'll tell a doctor, like, oh, something's not right, and they kind of just brush it off sometimes. And that's not what my doctor did or anything like that, because I had the history. But I have seen that before, that a doctor will brush things off and they're like, okay, we'll check back. And then it gets worse. And like, I told you something was wrong with me a month, 2 months ago. Like, why didn't you fucking listen to me, right? And I definitely think if you have a doctor that's brushing off how you feel your concerns with your body, get a new fucking doctor. I know that's fucking hard, but you need someone that's willing to listen to you and take those concerns seriously. Anyways, post breakup, I realized like a lot of things were different about me, even like during the breakup and stuff like that. And I mean, before the breakup, like I was like, yeah, I've been more like tired. I've not wanted to do as much. I just kind of want to lay around. And I was like, I took that into just a lot of stressors, stuff like that. And I was like, it's nothing, right? But then, and shout out to my ex for a little bit of this, right? Because honestly, if he wouldn't have broken up with me, I probably wouldn't have changed and looked for that and advocated for myself. I was just going to wait till my doctor's appointment a week ago, and then we would check it then. Like, I had talked about getting my thyroid checked again just because my mom has thyroid problems, but I wasn't taking it seriously by any means. But me and my ex did break up, and I realized some things with myself, with how even my mood, everything like that. And so I did reach out to my doctor, and I did get blood work done, and I did have high TSH levels. And I got put on medication, and honestly, like, night and day difference now. Like, my TSH levels went down a shit ton. I feel so much more awake, ready for the day. I don't get as tired anymore, which is amazing. So yeah, I'm honestly just so grateful that I listened to my body. I might have listened to my body a little late, but I took those concerns to my doctor, and I think that's the important part, is listening to those signs, seeing those small signs that you might just brush off just like someone else might, but actually take them seriously, right? Like, maybe do some research, stuff like that, but also don't dig yourself into a hole of WebMD where it turns out this minor headache, now you have terminal cancer, I know plenty of people that have done that before, so I'm being serious when I say that. Or you're having a little anxiety attack and then you pump it up to, oh, I'm having a heart attack and I'm dying. Also, still, take your body seriously, listen to your body, but think about it too, though, right? Like, could you be having a heart attack? Probably, but realistically, are you having a heart attack? Probably not. But just take those health concerns to your doctor. Think about those things. Because honestly, I'm so grateful that I took those concerns to my doctor. I'm so grateful that I'm now on thyroid medication, even if that means I have to wake up at 6:45 in the morning every single day, even on weekends when I don't work and I had a late night, to take my pill consistently, because you can't have anything in your system for 4 hours when taking a thyroid pill. And you also can't take other, like, medication with it. So, like, all my multivitamins, daily vitamins, stuff like that, I have to take those at night, which I always did, but I couldn't take all of those together, which is really fucking annoying. And another little tangent about taking thyroid medication is the fact that after you take it, you can't eat for 30 minutes to an hour. So that's why I also take it so early. I can't just, like, wake up when it's time to go to work and take my thyroid pill, because then I'm going to be at work starving and I can't eat anything. Even now it's kind of an issue, because I'll go work out at, like, 5 in the morning with my friend and I can't eat anything before, and then, like, I get done with my workout at, like, 5:45, 6 a.m., right? And I'm starving. I've been in a sauna. I'm hot. All of that shit. And I still can't eat because I can't take my thyroid pill earlier. So I just kind of have to suffer through. But it's something I'm working on for sure. And honestly, guys, like, another side tangent. For your thyroid being so fucking small, that thing does a whole fucking lot. When I was doing my own research, trying to figure out, like, hey, was this part of my thyroid problems? Or was it, like, post-breakup me is now feeling better, stuff like that. Because that's the really hard thing for me right now, and really confusing with, like, listening to my body, getting that help, all of that, is that it happened at the time of my breakup. So it's like, which one was the one that was impacted? Is it because I'm on thyroid medication that I'm feeling this better? Or is it because of the breakup that I'm feeling this better, right? Honestly, a lot of it might be a little bit of both. But I honestly think a lot of it has to do with my thyroid. When I was doing research, when I was looking at all of the things that the thyroid impacts, like, that shit is fucking crazy. And a lot of people have thyroid problems. Like, that is one thing I've realized since having thyroid problems, is that, like, I've talked about having thyroid problems. I've talked about just my thyroid in general, because, I mean, why not? I'm on the medication. I don't really care. I'll talk about it, all of that shit. And so many other people have it. And I, like, Googled it one time, and, like, it's honestly a pretty high percentage if you think about it. I don't know. It's crazy to me. Anyways, off my tangent. Back to the podcast, listening to your body. Listening to your body can mean, like, a lot of different things, right? It can mean your health of needing to advocate for yourself, stuff like that. But it can also mean just, like, listening to how you're feeling, right? Like, for me, I have to listen to my body and decide, should I go to the gym, right? Like, I am very dedicated to the gym. I'm consistent in the gym, all of those things. But sometimes you need a break, right? Like, everybody needs a rest day. Everybody needs some time. Sometimes you even need, like, a week off, Because that mental also, like, that is part of listening to your body, is that mental portion of it that I think a lot of people do forget, is that mental portion. And I am such, like, a mental health advocate. Like, I really care about those things. I think that's really important. And that is part of listening to your body. That is part of your body. So let's talk about the physical standpoint of it first, right? Like, if you're feeling weak, your muscles are tired, stuff like that, like, take that break, right? But there's, like, a give and take system to it, in my opinion, is, like, you take the break, but you also push yourself. Because if you feel a little bit tired, like, I'm looking at this from a gym aspect, of course, if you're a little bit tired and you give up, like, you're not pushing yourself, you're not going to make any gains in life. And so I think that's super important. But if you're to the point of exhaustion, like you're going to hurt yourself, you just physically can't do it, mentally you can't do it, right? Because those things are related. Like, that is when you need to, like, take a step back and take a break. Listen to your body. Listen to what your body is telling you. It's telling you you need to rest. It's telling you you need to take time. Listen to your body in that situation. This is the same thing with mental, too. Like, I know a lot of jobs are stressful. Honestly, any job is stressful. Everybody's life is stressful in some standpoint, some way. No one has life probably fucking easy. Even the richest people probably still have stressors that the normal person can't understand. But everybody has some type of stress in their life. So with that, like, that mental is so important in my opinion. I think you should really take those days off, right? Like, of work. Sometimes work can be the biggest stressor in most people's lives. And I know for me, like, I'm not, like, a workaholic, but, like, I'm definitely, like, I don't miss days if I don't have to unless I have, like, fun things planned. I don't take, like, a mental health day ever, because if I take a mental health day, then I'm, like, 40 steps behind, and I just feel like I'm not doing my part, stuff like that. But mental health days are so important. Like, obviously, plan them if you can, stuff like that. I know shit kind of just pops up sometimes, and, like, you need that mental health day, and, like, that's totally understandable. And yes, it's going to probably fuck up people at your work, and you know what, like, so be it in the end. Like, I know I've been in situations I'm like, dang, like, I wish they would have just, like, gave us a heads up, stuff like that. But in the end, like, do what's best for you. So if you really need that mental health day, take it. Because what you don't want to happen is that then you're so mentally exhausted that then it just gets worse and worse and worse. And recovery from that is so much harder. So take those mental health days. And those mental health days really are that, right? Like, take time to just relax. Because that's what I don't do when I take days off. Like, my next day off, I'm literally just moving. That's not a mental health day. That is a lot of fucking work. The days off that I just took, I was on vacation. Yes, it's a little bit of mental health, right? But vacations are kind of stressful, especially when you're traveling far, you're on an airplane, all of the logistics, shit like that, right? So as it was relaxing at some points, it was still not a ton of relaxation. I did have one day that I did get to, like, chill out, sat by the pool, chilled while my friend was at work, but other than that, like, we were up and moving, we were going, so it was still fun. I had a ton of fun, obviously, but it wasn't relaxing. It wasn't helping my mental health, probably. But helping your mental health can be a lot of things, right? It's not always just laying down, relaxing. Like, sometimes what your mental health needs is seeing a friend you haven't seen in a while, spending time with family. Like, that can really, like, impact your body, too. Like, I've noticed that, too. Like, there was a time when I had an ex and I didn't spend a lot of time with my family. And then when we broke up and I spent a lot of time with my family, I felt the shift. I felt the change of how, like, my mental was impacted by not seeing my family, by not talking to my family as much. And I didn't realize it in the moment. But then afterwards, I'm like, wow, like, I feel so much better. And honestly, in my opinion, I think mental matters so much more than physical. Because if your mental health is struggling, then everything is struggling. That then impacts your physical, stuff like that. Like, I feel like your physical can be in pain, but your mental can still be great, right? And I just feel like when your mental is down, everything is down. It's like your whole body shuts down. So I think the definite, really important part of this podcast is to, of course, listen to your fucking body and kind of recognize the signs earlier. And that's the tough thing to do. Like, that's what I've said. Like, realizing when you do need a break, when you do need to advocate for your needs, whether that's to your friends because they are doing things that are impacting your mental, anything like that, or whether it's to your doctor because there's actually something going on with you internally that you don't know what's going on and you need help. And finding the right people to help you, right? Like maybe it's not your doctor. Like for me, like at one point I needed to get a therapist. Like my doctor could not help in that situation. And so I found the help I needed. And it was definitely tough. And that's the thing with listening to your body and like whether it's physical or mental, like listening to your body is tough because you're going to have to probably step outside your comfort zone a little bit, especially depending on the situation. Like getting therapy was never a thing that I guess wanted to do. I don't think therapy is a bad thing. I just never thought therapy would be for me. And I listened to my body. I listened to my mental health. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this without not talking to someone. Just because it was so bad for me. And I'm not in therapy anymore. I actually haven't scheduled another therapy session. Even though I told my therapist I would. I haven't. Honestly, the last therapy session, she was like, we don't have much to talk about anymore. And I was like, no, like, honestly, I'm doing a lot better. And that's the thing, too, right? Like, listening to your body, depending on what it is, and for each person, can take you different paths. It can take longer to get to the recovery that you need to, or finding the solution, right? Like, my solution for my thyroid problem was really easy. I got on medication, stuff like that. But if I came with all of these symptoms and my doctor's like, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you, like, it might take a lot longer to find that solution to get back to who you are. And that journey can be extremely tough. But I think the journey is going to be worth it once you're back to yourself. So just note, like, you only have one body, right? Like, this is the one you are dealt. Take care of it. Take care of your mental. And just keep living life, honestly. But listen to your fucking bodies and advocate for yourself for that shit, guys, because that's what's fucking important. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I hope you tune in to the next podcast. Thanks, guys. Bye.